easy to give money. It's harder to give of yourself. And Bill has really set the standard of what it takes to really give back in terms of personal involvement, leadership, integrity, setting the example.
I was much more comfortable making donations to an organization if I also participated in the organization. So I did that with a number of not-for-profits on the peninsula and in Northern California.
Well, other than the fact that he's been involved in making Lytton Gardens happen and worked for the Children's Health Council for at least 9 years and was the president of the CHC and led their endowment fundraising drive, and what else?
As of about a year ago, he had he had spent a total of 111 years on community boards, and 34 of them he served as board chair. That's extraordinary.
The greatest projects that we look back on with fondness were done under his watch. The big one being Yosemite Falls. It was a restoration and a complete redesign of 52 acres of the most severely degraded and impacted part of the Yosemite Valley experience, right at the base of Yosemite Falls. Bill and his extended family and network of friends supported a $14.2 million project to rehabilitate Yosemite Falls. And that project took over 10 years to complete.
I believe he's good at making things happen. And for that reason, you find results following Bill around.
I think he was the inspiration for the movie Jaws. If you remember the opening scene, there's this fin in the water, and there's this music, and this cadence increases, and you get a sense that something ominous is going to happen, that the end is coming for something or someone. Well, that's Bill Floyd. When he gets the scent, and whether it's for Berkeley or it's Boy Scouts of America or it's the Yosemite Foundation or the Children's Health Council, when people see Bill's fin coming, they give up and they write the check because they know the end is inevitable.
It can be very difficult to nudge board members into fundraising. That's a scary thing for a lot of folks, but not so Bill. Not only will he speak passionately about the organization that he's involved with and encourage his friends and others to support it financially, he'll lead the effort to do that. And that's very admirable.
I think scouting was an important part of my life as a teenager, and I think the high point was probably going to the National Jamboree in Valley Forge in 1950, where I was senior patrol leader of the group from San Francisco.
Scouting directs people's attention to being in the outdoors and being public servants. And I think if there was an influence that drove Bill to get involved with things like the Yosemite Fund, it had to stem from scouting. Well, his legacy is going to be large because of the number of different things that he's been involved in.
The impact he's had on the Scouts, I'm sure, has made a huge difference, and people will think about that.
He's the sort of guy that excites respect, and not just for his accomplishments in the business world, but obviously for his philanthropic gestures and certainly his commitment to the Boy Scouts.
And the thing that makes it even more remarkable is that he asks nothing in return. He doesn't really want recognition. He doesn't want position. He doesn't want anything back. He finds this quiet satisfaction in having figured out how to give back and give back the right way.
I appreciate the award as a recognition of things I've done in recent years, but more importantly is the opportunity to raise money for the Scouts co-ed program. He's
always been very generous financially, willing to step up, make a gift and then turn to his friends and acquaintances and say, join me. But he's equally generous with his time and his talents, giving countless hours to the organizations that he's involved with in many different ways. And we ask for time and treasure when we work with community leaders, and he gives amply of both.